Hi, I'm Kim O, and welcome to another episode of Meaning in Minutes. Hopefully, I can bless you in a few short minutes. So, I want to talk today about self control and social media. Now, we humans happen to have a real problem with self control. It's why many of us have addictions, like my addiction to chocolate, or even eating when I'm not hungry. That's the big one I'm working on right now. But I also had to work on my addiction to social media. Anytime I had a few spare minutes, I would go on social media. I'll be honest with you, I felt like my head was starting to feel like it was so full and like it wanted to explode. And the other thing I saw was the division happening in politics was happening amongst friends and family. And this intolerance to listen to anybody's nuanced opinion. And that hurts. Like it was really hurting me to see that happening. I asked myself a few questions. Is it helpful for me? Is it positive for me to know what's going on in everyone's lives? My family, my relatives, my extended family, all the people I know. That's a lot of information to have thrown at us. I believe it, for me anyway, it's overstimulation. And so I did something that I felt was pretty brave. And I did it before the election. And I knew I wanted to do it before the election because I didn't want to see the reactions of people on either side of the election. I just wanted to step away from it and really get back into myself. And I had to ask myself, can I continue to be love and light and be on social media and be exposed to all of that? It's quite toxic, all the fighting. And so for me, I decided that I couldn't and I didn't want to. It was too difficult for me to stay in a space of love to everyone and non judgment to everyone, no matter what they believe. We cannot walk in the shoes of another human being and fully understand how they feel unless we walk in their shoes to fully understand their history, what brought them to their nuanced beliefs about anything and everything. And so we're just becoming like the news media and just yelling at each other and not trying to understand each other. And so I completely took myself off. It surprised me the day I did it. I grieved a little bit. I was a little scared. I was a little afraid of all the free time I was going to have in some sense. I don't know how to explain it. So I deleted every account I have except for YouTube, and I'm on locals too, because I can control those more. I can really decide what I want to watch and keep it more on an elevated level. One of my favorite podcasts is Lex Friedman. You might want to check him out. And then I've got some spiritual peeps I love to listen to. A podcast I love listening to is also Wisdom of the Sages. I get positive information on how to be better, how to be love and light in this crazy, chaotic world. We need more love, not more anger and hurt. We need more understanding. So you got to ask yourself, what brings you to more love and light? What brings you to be a person who's more understanding? If being on social media helps you do that, I think that's great. And maybe you're an influencer. I want to talk about the self control aspect a little bit more. Self control seems to be really difficult for us humans. And I love so many teachings in the Bible. And so I'm going to bring one up now. There's a verse that talks about the fruit of the Spirit. And it goes like this. It's in Galatians. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self control. I think it's really interesting that self control is the last one. I also think that if we have self control, we can better have all of the other fruit of the Spirit. It's really difficult to have peace when we don't have self control, to have joy when we don't have self control. We may have joy in the moment when we're eating that chocolate, but if we've eaten too much of it, which is so easy to do, that self control, it's hard then to be joyful about it afterwards. If we can just have that one piece, treat ourselves to that one little piece, then we can still stay in the joy and peace of it. Now, that's just one kind of silly example, but I think it's indicative of the struggle we have with self control. So, social media. If we could just be on, if we could just have self control and be on for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day and leave it at that, then we could stay in our peace, in our love, and our joy, more likely, I'm guessing. That's really hard to do. So you've got some decisions to make on how you create more self-control for yourself. Set yourself up to be better, to improve, rather than setting yourself up for failure. For me, being on social media, all those different sites, and seeing everyone's business was setting me up for failure. So I took myself completely off. And I love it. Now, when I really want to contact someone, I text them, I FaceTime them. I miss my nephews up in Minnesota and I live in Phoenix. So I have my sister send me videos of my nephews to me personally. And I love that because I don't have to have this barrage. I just don't think our brains were meant to handle all of this information. I believe it's also a form of numbing out. That's another thing we love to do because if we can numb out, we can really ignore, suppress, run away from those deep inner wounds and emotions and feelings that we really need to feel and attend to in order to heal and move forward and have more of the fruit of the Spirit, have more love, have more joy, have more peace and patience. And think of it too with the social media. I think that we can be less patient and we can be less attentive to the people right here in front of us. That's another tempting aspect of social media. It's taken us out of being in the present moment with the people right here in front of us. That's it for today. Be blessed and be sure to check out HeartWorkUniversity.com where there are tons of courses that can really help you move forward, heal some things, and just be your best you.